So you're bloated. Your quality of life is terrible. Your health is tanking. You can't digest anything. You got pain all over your stomach and your intestines. Dude, I get it. I went through so many years, 7+ years of not being able to digest any food and dealing with severe SIBO, chronic dysbiosis, irritable bowel disease, Crohn's disease, massive amounts of strictures. And I tried so many different things. I went to the doctor, no answers. I tried the diets, no answers. I tried the naturopaths, no answers. I literally tried almost everything. I tried antibiotics. I tried 10 different types of diets: keto, paleo, fast track diet, low FODMAP diet, specific carb diet. I tried elemental diet. I tried fasting a little bit. Nothing really worked because one major flaw: everything is trying to treat the symptom of bloating. So if you treat the symptom, you're never going to address the root cause. So my name is Jeff Juices. I have overcome hell in my body, seriously debilitating disease. It started with bloating and it started to break down my body, and I turned into so many different health issues because I wasn't addressing the root cause. So this is a video about how you get bloated, how the body works and detoxifies and heals as a whole if you give it the proper ingredients, and how you can overcome bloating in a natural, non-destructive way without Western medicine, pharmaceutical destruction pills, and just literally going back to nature. That's it. Everything on earth tries to survive, it tries to regenerate, and it tries to heal. Every single animal in nature, they got one thing. Their body operates as a whole. If they eat the right type of diet, if they do the right things when they're sick, they just heal. Humans are no different. Chronic disease as a whole is all related to the same thing. So in this video, we are going to cover that. I'm going to give you guys a bunch of recipes, a bunch of tips and tricks on how you can detox your body and not go down the path of paying loads and loads of money to doctors who don't really understand how the body works and how the body heals with nature. It's all down to nature, and we're gonna go through all of that together. Okay, let's do this. So why do you get bloated? Let's just start right there. There's a lot of different things that happen when your body starts to break down. Bloating specifically has a few different reasons of why it could be happening to you. But the main reason of all disease, degenerative dis-ease, is because of toxicity and deficiency. You become toxic from years and years of eating the wrong types of foods, living in the wrong types of environments, breathing in toxic chemicals, pollution, not resting enough, stress. All of these different toxins build up in your body, and you become deficient in minerals, nutrients, enzymes, and other matters that you need from nutrition to allow your body to naturally heal itself. So bloating is a symptom of an underlying dis-ease, and dis-ease means exactly what I just said. You're uneasy in your body. You have problems as a whole. Your organs are starting to break down. They're not able to filter out the toxic waste, the cheeseburger diet. Trust me, it's all good. I ate cheeseburgers pretty much my whole life. But what happens is that years and years and years of stacking the wrong types of foods for human on top of each other, your body stops being able to filter out the cellular waste from it. So while you might just have like a big old milkshake one day and then eliminate it, but if you do that every single day, your entire life, it's gonna build up. And while some people may get diabetes, other people may get heart disease, and some people may get osteoporosis, and some people may get Crohn's disease, or ulcerative colitis, or GERD, or cystic fibrosis. What we all have in common is that nature is perfectly designed. It's so epic. When you follow the rules of nature, the laws of nature, which in our case, we haven't been following the laws as to what our fuel is, our diet. We should be eating the diet that was meant for humans. And debate it or not, humans were designed to eat predominantly a fruit and plant-based diet. Raw, Every single species, every single animal is wild. They all eat raw. Humans are no different. We have adapted to eating cooked foods and animal products, but that's because we needed to survive in cold climates and go long times without food, because we've migrated from the tropical environments where the human food is thriving. Fruits picked off the tree, plants grown from the ground, berries picked off of bushes. So when we spend 10 years, 20, 30, 50 years eating the wrong foods, we build up a bunch of crap in our body. And so we got to eliminate it. And so our organs start shutting down. The eliminative organs stop working. They stop filtering, and you start building disease. You get inflammation. You ever heard of that? Inflammation. It's the root cause of almost everything. Once your body becomes inflamed, it's trying to heal you. It's trying to push out whatever foreign matter is in there. You get zits, you get acne, you get tumors, you get moles, you get warts. All that stuff is toxins built up trying to escape the body. Bloating is no different. So you get bloated from being severely toxic, building up just crap all up in your tissues, in your skin, your fat, your muscles, all your filtering organs, all your eliminative organs, your glands. They get toxic matter just built up in them. And if you can't filter it out, you're screwed. You're going to have something wrong with you. A lot of people get bloated. A lot of people get reflux. A lot of people get joint pain or arthritis. But for us people who have severe bloating, it really, really sucks. Our quality of life goes downhill because we're not able to enjoy food. If you can't digest food, then you can't live. Okay? That makes total sense. I know you people can relate, because once you stop being able to digest food, you stop being able to enjoy going out and having a good time and enjoying life, living with your friends, with your family, going out and socializing. Trust me, I was a social butterfly. Ruined my life for a while until I got until I got a hold of it. Also, taking pharmaceutical drugs over and over and over and suppressing the symptoms of, say, a cold. A cold is your body trying to eliminate mucus. When you suppress that mucus trying to come out of your body, what happens? It goes back, it goes deeper inside your pores, inside your tissues, inside your organs, and it builds up. You suppress a cold 50 to 100 times, you're going to have a lot of mucus stuck in your body. And what's going to happen? Your organs are going to stop working appropriately. One of the main problems and one of the main reasons that people get bloated is antibiotics. Antibiotics literally they destroyed me. I went on a surf trip to Costa Rica. I got a parasite infection, had massive diarrhea for 4 days, and I went and got a prescription for Flagyl. I took it, no problem, diarrhea went away. But over the course of the next 2 to 3 months, my digestion just tanked. So you have this thing in your body called the gut microbiome. And basically it is a thriving jungle of a diverse amount of different types of bacterias and enzymes, and even there's just a plentiful array of millions and millions of microvilli, microbiome bacteria that is just so beneficial to your overall health. And once you throw that out of balance by dropping a nuclear bomb inside your gut with an antibiotic, anti means against, biotic means life, against life, no life. When you start killing off life inside your stomach, your intestines, what starts happening? The bacteria that is meant to break down and process your food can no longer do that. So you gotta stop the antibiotics. Antibiotics are the leading cause of why people start to get digestive issues. So you start eating a cheeseburger diet from 2 years old. Your body becomes toxic, it's starting to build up. While you're managing and not noticing too many symptoms, you might feel tired, or you might get some colds, you might get sick often, you still feel okay. But then when you take antibiotics, it throws everything off. And now you can no longer digest food appropriately, so it starts to affect your liver and your gallbladder, starts to affect your hormones, it starts to affect your glands, and then your whole body starts to suffer. It starts to break down, because if you're not able to digest food, then you're not able to absorb nutrients. Does that make sense? We get bloated also because of the food we eat and the pesticides on them. You ever heard of a little thing called Roundup? Roundup is an extremely toxic pesticide. And when you bring that pesticide into your body on conventional produce, or eating animals that ate antibiotics, or eating cows that got pumped full of antibiotics because they wanted to grow more meat, you get those antibiotics and those pesticides inside your microbiome. And so the pesticides that were living on the lettuce, you swallow them and you eat them. And those are poisonous, toxic materials that destroy the microbiome inside your gut. And remember, you need that microbiome. It works synergistically. It works as an entire ecosystem inside your body to break down and digest food. And if one part goes out, then the other parts slowly start to go out too. One of the biggest problems that Americans, your Australians, Europeans, Africans, Japanese, Asians, it doesn't matter. Every single human race almost is just not eating the right type of diet. Most countries are starting to serve a standard American diet, which is not nature at all. Nature is raw foods, it's living foods, it's as fresh as you can get it. But we're not eating that anymore. So we're eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner, cereal, bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, sandwich, and some veggies, cooked veggies for lunch, dinner, a big piece of protein, some pasta, a little tiny salad, and then dessert, some cookies, a piece of cake, and then we go to bed. And then we do the same thing the next day, over and over and over and over and over and over and over. So not only are we eating the wrong foods, but we're eating the type of foods that attract parasites, fungus, candida, yeast, all these different types of bugs. Really, the key word I guess would be bugs that are not supposed to be living in our body. We breathe them in, we touch them, they come in through our skin, through our feet, through our pee, through our mouth, through our nose, through our eyes, through our ears. But if we are eating the wrong type of diet, then they can survive inside of us. So when you eat a human diet, your body literally will just push those foreign bugs out of your body. When the terrain of your blood is living and it's healthy and it's at an alkaline pH, you will not have yeast, candida, fungus, parasites, anything like that, because there's no food inside your body for them to live on. Those bugs, and we'll just call them bugs, whatever, those things live on the mucus and the waste matter and the undigested food particles inside your body, inside your tissues, inside your gut, inside your colon. That's the food that they survive on. So once you start pulling that toxic food that's toxic for our bodies, but also the food that they eat, you start flushing out parasites, candida, yeast, worms, all this stuff. So you're eating the toxic food. You're taking Advil or flu medication, Robitussin, NyQuil. You're taking anything you can to suppress your symptoms. The symptoms usually happen because your body's trying to detoxify itself. Listen, nature is perfect. Your body is so beautifully designed, and your body's constantly trying to heal. All the time, it's trying to push out and eliminate waste. That's why your skin breaks out. That's why you get pimples. That's why you sneeze. That's why you cough up phlegm. It's your body's way, literally, of just trying to heal and push out foreign matter. That's it. It's so damn simple. It's so simple, really. So once you stop doing all of these things, once you stop taking antibiotics, once you stop taking pharmaceutical drugs, once you stop eating the wrong types of foods and stop breathing in the pollution and the chemtrails and the exhaust fumes, and you start getting living foods inside your body just literally, it just knows what to do. I'm going to say it's so simple for you to heal the body as a whole. Ideally simple. The steps are a little harder, but the idea of how to heal any disease is basic. Like, dude, it's so simple. You go back to nature, you just eat the food that's designed for your body, you rest. If you need to, you fast, and then your body just heals. Whatever the disease is, bloating is no different. Joint pain is a symptom of toxicity and acidity in your bones. Stomach pain is acidity and non-alkalinity inside your intestines. It's inflammation in your gut. There's acids in your lymphatic system that are trying to leave. So I want to talk about the candida, the parasites, the worms. That stuff can really wreak havoc in your gut. Taking antibiotics will wipe out the gut microflora. It will wipe out the good type of bacteria you have, so all the bad types of bacteria and fungus and yeast. Ever looked at your tongue? If you have a white coated tongue, I don't have a white coated tongue, but I used to. If you have a white coated tongue, that means you have chronic candida inside your body. It's not on your tongue, it's in your body, and it comes out through your tongue. Your tongue is also a place where toxins come out. So when you eat all these crappy foods and when you take antibiotics, your body is it's just a breeding ground for unbeneficial foreign bugs to be attracted in your body and to thrive. And so when you get severely bloated, it's a lot of the times it's because those bugs are eating your undigested food and they're farting out gas. So when they eat your undigested whatever, kale piece or piece of chicken, they eat it, they break it down, and then they poop it out just like you do. But when they poop it out, sometimes they poop out this thing called methane gas. And that methane gas makes you severely bloated, and it also breaks down the inside of your intestinal wall. So how do you reverse bloating? Well, like I said before, you return to nature. That's it. Boom, done, end of story. No, I'm just kidding. It's a lot more complicated than just saying return back to nature. But if you get the basic concepts of how the human body really just operates, then you can understand how to take the appropriate steps to get back to not being bloated and not having a chronic degenerative disease like irritable bowel disease or dysbiosis or SIBO or GERD or acid reflux or whatever. So with that said, what do we do? What is natural? Well, nature is to live outside, to get the sunlight, to get fresh sun, to breathe fresh air. The first nutrient that we take in every day is oxygen. So if you're breathing crappy air, if you're living in an apartment, you're never getting air outside, that's not helping the problem. So you need to get outside a little bit. You need to get the sun on your skin. You need to breathe fresh air. But the most important thing, really, in my honest opinion, is getting back to the natural diet for humans, which we have lost thousands of years ago. Some people still eat a natural diet. It's a raw fruitarian, raw vegan, fruits and vegetable type diet. So once you start putting those back into your body will literally have the nutrients it needs, and it will have the energy to, instead of digesting a slab of steak or a big block of bacon or some eggs or just a bunch of sugar and candy or soda, your body won't have to spend time digesting and processing and eliminating that crap that's just sitting in your stomach. And instead, it will easily digest the easy to digest nutrients. It will absorb into your bloodstream easy. The blood will distribute the nutrients where they need to go. And then your body will have the energy it needs to eliminate the waste, the mucus, the acidic buildup in your cells, the cellular waste. It will have the ability to push that out. And what do I mean by push that out? Well, check this out. When you eat a cheeseburger, when you eat a mango, it doesn't really matter. When you eat something, you eat it, your body digests it, it breaks it down, it utilizes the nutrients from it, and then it excretes, it eliminates the waste matter from that. So you took away the nutrients and then you excreted all the stuff you didn't need. So that's how the body works. Now when you hang on to some of the stuff you didn't need by not going to the bathroom enough, or by not allowing your body enough energy or time to eliminate that waste, then you start building up, you start having foreign objects, foreign matter, mucus and acid buildup inside your body. And so on a body level, you become chronically constipated. And I'm not talking about being constipated down here. I'm talking about being constipated all throughout your cells, all throughout your blood, throughout your lymphatic system. The lymphatic system is basically the sewer system of the body. Every house has a faucet, it has a sewer system. And when you are eating food and you're not able to allow the sewer system to flow appropriately, then you're not able to remove the waste, the trash. So you got to eliminate the trash by stopping putting in trash. So this process is really beautiful, it's really amazing. But for some people to wrap their head around it, the basics are this: a high carb, low fat, plant-based diet, as raw as possible. Some people call it a fruit-based raw vegan diet. Some people call it a raw vegan diet or an 80-10-10 diet. Doesn't really matter. That's the type of diet, in my opinion, and from all the people that I have seen heal cancer or heart disease or just silly sick cases of bloating, indigestion, chronic constipation, diarrhea, SIBO, Crohn's, ulcerative colitis, all that jazz. It's literally just returning back to the diet that we were kind of meant to eat. Most of us eat the wrong food. Some don't, and they're usually a lot healthier. When you eat a higher carbohydrate diet, you allow your body to not spend much time breaking down food because carbs are really easy to digest. And if they're raw carbs, raw fruit carbs, high in carbohydrate sugar content, then it literally digests super quick and your body absorbs it. It utilizes the nutrients and then they go to work. Most Americans, most anybody in a Western diet eats too much protein and fat. And that stuff takes 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 times as long to digest as carbohydrates. So eliminating the high fat, the high protein diet from your regimen of 3 meals a day is going to be great for getting rid of the foreign matter. So in order to heal bloating, in order to reverse bloating, you have to reverse the mucus and waste buildup in your body. And once you reverse that, the inflammation will leave, the microbiome will return and replenish itself to normal, and then you will no longer have bloating because you will not have any foreign waste matter in your body. So some of the reasons that you're getting bloated is you're having inflammation in your gut. That's one way. The other way is you're killing your microbiome with antibiotics. That's the other way. What is SIBO? How does that relate to things? What is strictures? How does that relate to things? What are fistulas? So all of these different things also add to bloating. When you have SIBO, that's your body fermenting undigested food or undigested matter or the wrong types of food for the wrong types of bacteria that are in mostly the upper part of the GI tract. So a lot of people say that it's fermentation of carbohydrates. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think it's more the undigestion of complex carbohydrates because a lot of people start to get through SIBO once they go on a raw fruit-based diet. And for people with strictures, you're getting bloated because the food is literally stopping at a narrowing. If you have a really narrow section in your intestines, it's going to be hard for the food to travel through. And what is that? Strictures are the buildup of inflammation, but also scar tissue, which can be really hard to overcome. Sometimes very, very gnarly and hard to overcome. So instead of just being like, okay, I'm going to remove that section of my intestines that has the scar tissue, or I'm going to remove that section of my intestines that has the inflammation, or I'm going to try to kill the bad bacteria in my gut, what do? You do the opposite of that. You treat your body as a whole. You give your body tons of nutrients so it can heal yourself. I have literally said this in probably 5 videos. What happens if you get a cut on your arm? Right there. If you cut that, boom, right there, and you get blood and it's scabbing up and you just keep rubbing it every day, all day for 10 years, what's going to happen to that cut? It's not really going to be able to heal. So what do you got to do? You got to give your body easy to digest food that's not going to be irritating your digestive tract. Yo. Okay. So when I was in the hospital, the last time that I was in the hospital for Crohn's disease, I spent like $20,000+ trying the diets, trying the antibiotics, going to the doctor, trying to get the answers. Let's go back actually. I tried specific carb diet. I tried the FODMAP diet. I tried the paleo diet, I tried the keto diet, I tried a raw carnivore diet, raw meat, raw eggs, raw cheese, raw dairy. I did whatever it would take, but I was scared of the word vegan and I didn't really understand what nutrition actually was for a human. And so I never really stopped treating. I was trying to treat. Okay, how do I get rid of the bloating? No. Not how do I get rid of the bloating, how do I give my body a crap load of nutrients so it feels awesome and it just heals itself. And instead of treating bloating, I treat my whole body. I give it what it needs. So you got to treat this thing like the whole body is one structure and you just want to flood it with nutrients, easy to digest stuff. And for me, in my opinion, and in millions of other people who were experiencing just massive healing from either something like the Dr.Robert Morse protocol or the Gerson therapy or the medical medium protocol, which the medical medium dude has millions of followers on Instagram and they're drinking celery juice and they're getting a lot of health benefits. So it's literally just flooding your body with nutrients. I don't necessarily agree 100% with most of those other diets. I agree with a raw living foods diet, juicing, smoothies, herbs, and nothing processed. But all those other diets are addressing the fact that you need a high carbohydrate, lots of raw nutrients in your body. And when you do that, your body will just go back to normal. It's seriously so dope. Okay, leaky gut. What is leaky gut? If you have bloating and you notice that your body starts to break down in other areas, and that what started out as a small problem, little indigestion here, little reflux here, which turned into bloating, which turned into just not being able to digest anything, there's this little thing called leaky gut. And that's when the lining of your intestines, it's like little pores. Those things are always soaking up the nutrients. And when the pores cannot digest the nutrients, when they start to deteriorate, when they get inflamed and they become shorter and they become mangled and they get mucus stuck to them and black plaque, mucoid plaque matter stuck to them, they can't absorb the nutrients. So what happens? You either gain weight or you lose weight. In my instance, I'll show you, I lost weight. I weigh about 140 pounds. My normal weight is about 165, and I went all the way down to 117 when I was at my lowest weight. And so that is because I wasn't absorbing through the pores, the microvilli in my intestines, in my gut, because I had leaky gut. And so what happened? I started juicing, I started healing my gut wall. Then I gained weight on juicing. I was on a 90-day juice feast and I started healing. I started gaining weight because I was literally just giving my body more nutrients. You know, it's pretty amazing. So specifically, what can you do right now to start healing your bloating? For one, take out the hard to digest foods. Get off all processed foods immediately. Anything cooked or dead, you do not want it in your body. If you want, you can transition into that type of diet, a raw living foods diet. You can go on a high carb, low fat, plant-based diet, a transitional diet. You can swap your animal products for things like potatoes, roasted beets, roasted carrots, high carb, even things like quinoa and lentils and beans and rice are going to be better than the cooked animal proteins because those are hard to digest. Will that heal your body? No, definitely not. Rice and quinoa and beans and potatoes will not help you heal SIBO, but they will help you transition your appetite into a plant-based diet. So if you're coming straight off a standard American diet, you're gonna have some cravings and you're gonna go through some withdrawals of food. So you wanna try to maybe transition yourself into a plant-based diet. It doesn't have to be raw, it doesn't have to be fruitarian. Just start eating more healthy plant foods. And once you can get control of your appetite and you don't want the chicken wings or the macaroni and cheese, and you start eating whole foods, plant foods, then you can start going into the healing plant diet, which the healing plant diet is the high fruit diet and the high leafy green herbs. Leafy green herbs are just greens, romaine, kale, spinach, chard, and all the herbs, celery, cilantro, mint, parsley, just all the herbs. There's so many incredible herbs. When you have severe SIBO, when you have severe IBD or leaky gut or inflammation, some of the greens are hard to digest. So what do I suggest? You probably know because that's my Instagram and my YouTube name, Jeff Juices. That's right, juicing. Juicing. I just chugged literally 64 ounces of orange juice. That was my breakfast. It's healed my body. I'm over 2 years now. I've been not much bloating for a long time now, several months, 6 months, if not more. I've significantly decreased my bloating issues. Most of the time I don't have any. I'm still healing. I'm still skinny. I'm still not completely absorbing, but I'm still healing, you know? It takes anywhere from 2 to 5 to maybe even longer to completely heal. Most people will get rid of their health issues within a couple years, significant health issues, I mean, and they will be able to regain their life. Usually in 6 months to 2 years, that's the window when you will get your life back and you'll get most of your symptoms under control. And then just still eliminating the toxic waste and the poisons after that. So juicing is the miracle. Dude, I gotta tell you again, this right here, Ah, it was the most epic orange juice. So literally, if you can't digest food, if you can't digest fruit or vegetables, and if you're just getting severely bloated because you're eating fibrous rich foods that are literally just irritating the gut lining of your intestinal wall, then you might have to bust out the juicing. The juicing is the miracle. The juice man, pouring up the grape juice, the carrot juice. It's all good. All of this stuff, you're literally extracting the best part of the plant, the fruit, and you're drinking it into an easy, super nutrient dense, nutrient and phytonutrient rich formula that your body can just absorb so easily. No time to digest. It will allow you to start healing your gut microbiome, to start addressing the inflammation in your intestines. Okay? Another thing you can do besides juicing is you can do intermittent fasting. If you combine juicing and a raw food diet with intermittent fasting, which is basically just digestive rest, then you're going to allow your body to heal itself more. So intermittent fasting is great. You can also do some sort of dry fasting or water fasting. That's very extreme. I don't recommend that to everyone. If you haven't done a lot of juicing or a raw foods diet, I would recommend seeking advanced professional help doing a water fast or any sort of dry fasting over a day. Couple days, most people can dry fast a couple days if you're not too chronically sick, but you want to be light on water fasting, dry fasting. It is the quickest way to purge mucus out of your body, but with that you come with some severe side effects and symptoms with the cleansing of not eating food. So Lauren Lockman down at the Tanglewood Wellness Center is a great person to look up on YouTube. He's got a water fasting retreat down in Costa Rica. He's helped hundreds, I don't know about hundreds of thousands, but dozens of thousands of people heal themselves of anywhere from cancer to anything with water fasting. So that's one thing you can do. You can do enemas, a daily enema to help your bowels eliminate. If you're constipated, definitely do enemas. You can watch some of my other videos about the 10 steps to heal IBD or SIBO or leaky gut. I got a lot of things that talk about that, but you can do coffee enemas, you can do herbal tea enemas, just getting your bowels eliminating. You should be going to the bathroom two to four times a day, having nice solid bowel movements. But if you don't, it's okay. You can still heal yourself if you're constipated, but doing enemas or doing colonics will really, really, really help your chance to heal yourself and to get rid of the inflammation in your gut. So what type of juice should you start drinking? I recommend starting on green juice. If you have any sort of severe dysbiosis or SIBO, you might have quite a hard time getting onto the fruit sugar a little bit, so you need to walk your way into it. And you want to do that by flooding your body with green juice and light fruit sugar, which is in cucumbers and celery. So a really good juice recipe to start with is cucumber, cilantro, and a Granny Smith apple. That's a really awesome basic juice recipe that's pretty easy for anybody to get those ingredients. The Granny Smith apple is really, really good. It teams up really well with most greens. So you're gonna wanna start on green juices. You can do just straight celery juice in the morning on an empty stomach like the medical medium protocol, or you can just do straight up cucumber juice, or you can try celery, cucumber, apple, mint, cilantro, parsley, or you can even add a little lemon if you can do that. Anything you can do to get nutrients into your body. And when you start detoxing from any disease, you're gonna wanna start on the greens because they're gonna be a little slower. They're not gonna be as detoxifying as fruit sugar. And it's gonna help your body start to be able to absorb more nutrients. So once you've spent a couple weeks on green juices, you're feeling pretty good. You might still have some bloating for sure. It's gonna take a long time to overcome the bloating, but at least you're starting to give your body nutrients. Some people who go on a living foods diet or a juicing diet, like myself, I had bloating for over a year still. I started noticing everything in my body coming back. My brain fog, chronic fatigue, depression, joint inflammation, the swelling in my feet, the coldness, the loss of weight. I started healing all that, but I was still bloated. Okay? So you need to start healing your body as a whole, and as it starts to heal, the bloating will follow. Okay? So you don't want to necessarily avoid all fruit sugar. There's just some fruit sugars that might be hard for you to do at first. So doing green juices, doing carrot, apple, ginger, trying some lemon juice, do some lemon in some of your juices. Watermelon juice is really, really good. All of these things might ferment in your gut still, but they're going to heal your body as a whole. You got to remember that. Even though they're making you bloated, you still have to heal your body as a whole. So you have to get fruit inside you. So you might still be bloated. You got to remember that. But it's okay because you're giving your body nutrients. You're excreting and eliminating the bad stuff in your body. So you're doing juices, you're doing a daily green juice instead of doing breakfast, instead of doing anything, even oatmeal, any plant-based breakfast, you're going to switch it for a juice. You're going to start your morning on a green juice. Cucumber, cilantro, and apple. That's going to be your recipe. You're going to do half cucumber, half apple, and some cilantro. And you're going to live on that for a while. And then after you start to feel your body starting to absorb more nutrients, then you're going to bump up the greens. And then you're also going to bump up the fruits. So now you're going to swap your lunch. Lunch, you're going to have a carrot, apple, ginger juice. Now your body's going to start getting used to more fruit sugar. It's slow. You're getting carrots. Carrots aren't super sugary. Grapes are super sugary, so you're introducing the sugar real slow. So while you might still be fermenting, your body's getting nutrition now. It's digesting a little bit better. And then you're going to take your dinner, whatever plant-based dinner you got, and you're going to swap that for a raw fruit-based dinner. Easy to digest fruit. Watermelon, cantaloupe, mangoes, papaya, bananas. Super ripe, very sweet, sugary fruits. Yes, it might ferment. We've said that. That's okay because you're giving your body nutrition. And over time, staying true to the human diet, your bloating will go away. Trust me, it happened. It took me a year. It slowly got better for sure, but it took about a year till I woke up one day. I was like, wow, I'm really not that bloated anymore. This is epic. And then over the course of the next year, it was like, damn, I went 4 days without bloating. Okay, damn, I went 6 days without bloating. Damn, I went 2 weeks. All I had was a little bit of bloating. And now it's like, I don't get bloated unless I overeat or I eat too much fat in my diet on a consistent level. Like 7 nights in a row if I have fat. So this is going to take some time. You're going to have to follow a regimen. And for those of you who have a severe case of bloating, severe Crohn's or ulcerative colitis, here's what you got to do. Okay, you ready? It's going to be hard. You got to go on a solid food vacation. You got to do a juice feast. You got to just put juice inside your body and pull out the fiber. Because like I said, if you got a cut on your arm and you just keep scraping it, even with plant foods, even with fiber from fruit, soft fiber, you're still scraping it. So if you've reached a point where you are just sick of it and you just want to see massive epic results quick, you go on a solid food vacation. You drink juice for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You start your day with green juice, maybe have a half green, half fruit juice for lunch, fruit juice for dinner, whatever the hell else you want for a late night snack. You go on solid foods, you pull out the fiber. What's going to happen is your intestines are going to have the ability to heal. You're going to pull the fiber out. It's going to stop irritating the lining. It's going to just allow your body to not have to spend any time at all digesting fiber or food. And it's going to spend all that time and energy pushing out mucus waste and healing the scars, the inflammation, pushing out mucoid plaque, getting rid of the parasites and the worms, and it's going to have all that energy. So you can spend 6 to 10 months trying to just eat fruit and not really get anywhere because your intestines are so mangled, or boom, month on juice. You're going to eliminate so many of your health issues within that month. I did 90 days on juice. It was one of the hardest, best things I've ever done. At the beginning of the 90 days, I couldn't digest water. At the end of that 90 days, I was able to digest a lot of fruit juices, a lot of juice, and I started being able to digest watermelon, cantaloupe, berries, bananas, persimmons, and I just slowly started introducing soft, easy to digest fruits again. And then after 6 months, I introduced vegetables. So you're debilitatingly bloated. This is going to be a process. You're going to have to slow walk it. You're gonna have to take your time reintroducing foods as your body heals. You wanna stick with soft, easy to digest fruit as long as your body needs. And once you start noticing differences, once you start noticing healing in your digestion, and once your bowel movements become more normal, whether you were constipated or diarrhea, they will start to normalize. Then you can start introducing harder to digest foods. The salads, the leafy greens, the cucumbers, eating the cucumbers, the tomatoes. Okay? And after that, you can start to introduce a little bit of fat here and there once you've got a really good handle on it. I don't recommend fat for most people who are trying to heal a chronic disease or detox something really gnarly. But fat does taste really good, and in my experience, if I am craving something, I have found that it's better for me to eat fat like an avocado or some soaked cashew cheese than it is to go on and do cooked sweet potatoes or something like that. I just have a better time digesting that than I do the cooked food. I believe it's because of the lack of enzymes in those cooked foods. Okay, so with the juices, you can take some herbs. Herbs are a really good way to help your organs detoxify and to help regenerate tissue in them. So when you're trying to cleanse, most people have a problem with their liver and with their kidneys predominantly. And with those come a bunch of other issues, your adrenal glands, your liver gallbladder, and your parathyroid, your thyroid, and just so many other things. I don't really want to get into the specifics because as a whole, you just need to know that each person's different and you probably have some organs that are not eliminating properly. So you can take some herbs to help that. One of the best things you can do is to help work on your pancreas. You can supplement with enzymes, although I don't recommend it for everyone, but if you are having severe issues digesting food, you can take a nice plant-based enzyme. That could help the pancreas issues that you might have. You can take herbs specifically designed for the pancreas. You can take a good herb that I recommend that I actually took for a few months was Dr. Robert Morse Parasite M and G herb. I took his stomach and bowel herb, and I took his lymphatic system herbs. What else did I take? I took the kidney formula, and I think that's about it. If you're having trouble, if you're detoxing too fast, you can try to slow it down a little bit by eating some steamed vegetables. Above ground vegetables are going to be better than the starchy below ground vegetables. Carrots, beets, potatoes, those are going to be harder to digest. So I recommend going like broccoli, cauliflower, green beans, leafy greens. Anything that's above ground is going to be less starchier and easier to digest and won't feed those non-beneficial bad bacteria that kind of thrive on those starchier foods. So that's pretty much it. You want to get your body healed as a whole. You want to address the root cause. You want to get the F away from all antibiotics for the rest of your life. You don't need antibiotics. You want to increase the biotics. So getting off those, regenerating your body with living foods, getting the fresh minerals and enzymes and nutrients from the living foods, get all those into your body. Doing some fasting. Doing a little intermittent fasting, maybe taking a 2-3 day water fast, a 1 day, whatever. If you're having severe gut issues, do a 3-day water fast. There's no harm in that. Everybody can pretty much do a water fast for a few days. Doing a water fast for 3 days will probably help you get through a flare. A lot of people get into flare-ups, but they keep trying to eat food. So if you stop putting food on top, your system is going to have rest and it's going to clear everything out. It's going to allow the inflammation to calm down. So with that, also getting sunlight, getting out in the fresh air, trying to move your body. You can do a little bit of light rebounding. You can do some yoga. I honestly don't recommend anybody exercising too hard when they're doing a deep detox. You can get a sauna. You can get into sweating. Sweating really helps remove toxins. Your skin is just another elimination organ, just like your kidneys are. So with all of these things, the juicing, in my opinion, is the biggest benefit out of all of them. Just eliminating the hard to digest food and flooding your body with nutrients. You're not going to need to live on juice for the rest of your life, but this is going to help you through the first couple to few years of regenerating your body and getting rid of the inflammation in your intestines. That's just my personal experience. I had a lot of issues that I overcame, and juicing was the staple. You can also do food combining if you are eating fruit It's better to eat certain fruits alone. If you're going to eat melons, eat them on their own. If you're going to eat citrus fruit, try to eat that by itself. You can Google, I believe, Dr. Robert Morse food combination chart, or any alkaline food combining chart, and that will basically break down the raw foods, even the cooked foods, even the animal foods. It'll give you a good guide on what foods to put together to avoid fermentation. So I hope this really helped you guys. There's so many people out there that are suffering and they don't even know where to begin. And most of it starts by not understanding how nature works. And it's really, really simple. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful process that our bodies were literally just designed to heal themselves once we give it the right nutrition and the right tools. And once we rest, you know, nature rests, nature will regenerate. So that's pretty much it. I'm gonna make the second part of this video, which is getting into the Instagram questions that you guys asked a couple weeks ago. So stay tuned for that here in the next week or so to drop. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned a lot. If you want any more information on juicing or my protocol, what I did specifically to bring my body back to a state of health and to detox the inflammation out of my intestines and to get over the hump of being bloated, you can check out my website. It's just jeffjuices.com, or you can follow me on Instagram. I make daily juice recipes, and you can just follow my journey of the information I learn and the way that I'm applying it to my body and to my life. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Tell me what you think about this. If you have been going through something similar, if you've had bloating issues, I'd love to hear about them. So please let me know your thoughts on this information in this video. And if you like my YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe button. I try to make videos every week, every month, as often as I can. And I just really want to inform you guys on how epic nature is. And when you get back to the basics of life, amazing, amazing things are possible within your body. So with that said, thank you guys for joining. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.